Is Quantity over Quality, episode 6? 5? 5? See, we've done too many. I've lost track. I'm Bailey.
I'm
Ethan and
Fulton.
I'm Jacob.
Jacob or Fulton, whatever you want to call him.
Which is it?
We work together. We're both surgical techs. He's in the Navy. You want to tell everybody about yourself? Just a little brief summary.
A brief summary.
Yeah, a little biography.
Yeah. I'm Jacob. That's that. On that. That's it.
And back to you, Bailey.
Yeah.
Well, it's news to me, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I ever knew your first name.
Not a lot of people do. I'd rather go by Fulton. It sounds cooler.
That's what I was gonna say.
That's that military sense. Like, you just get so used to like everyone calling you by your last name.
Yeah, you wouldn't get it. It's kind of a military thing.
Fuck me, right?
I remember. You remember the first time like someone called you by your first name after you like were fresh out of basic, and you were just like.
Yeah, no, it was really weird. Like seeing my parents, and they were like Jacob, and I was like, who is that?
He's gone. He left. He left you a while ago.
Yeah, he's gone.
All right, Bailey. Let's start off this episode.
Starting off hot.
Yeah, we're starting off hot. So first thing we're going to talk about today is what do you think we should hit right here on the list?
We can go right into simulation.
Simulation. Okay, there we go. That's a juicy topic.
I've seen a lot of Rick and Morty.
Okay. All right. Where's it at?
Oh, you need it. We can just go straight into it.
Yeah. So the question is, for the viewers and watching and listening, is life a simulation? And if so, what happens when you die? Bailey, you want to take a stab at this? Because I know you're big on life being a simulation. Like, you are 100% here for it.
So, I mean, do I believe life is a simulation?
Do you?
I mean, statistically, it's possible. I mean, if you think about it, like, I mean, just like Elon Musk said it best. I mean, like, all right, you throw any like sort of like life, like being outside of humanity, what are the likelihood that they, progress faster than us? And now this is just, we're them, but in a simulation. But we just don't know. Or it's like the Matrix where, like you're in a simulation, you don't know it until you take a red or blue pill. And when you die, you wake up in your original self. And then you can just go back into the simulation, like, oh, I want to be Fulton this time, like.
That would be kind of weird.
Okay. I was like, so I get like most of my information on life now from TikTok, which is sad, but like true. There's so much useful information out there.
Dude, that's why I broke and downloaded TikTok.
Oh yeah, no, I broke. It was weird because it wasn't like a hard break. It was like, like at first it came out and I was like skeptical, and then like a month or two later, like kind of everyone I knew was using it and like was laughing all the time, and I was like, damn, like I feel like kind of left out. And then I downloaded it, and now I get all this like cool content curated just for me because of the algorithm. It's so nice.
The algorithm.
Yeah, well, it's cool. I just got a bunch of weird, fun conspiracy stuff. It's been great. But I was watching this video on TikTok of Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about like simulations, and if they do exist, like how it would exist, and how it would start is like you've got one civilization and they advance so far that they develop a computer.
Yeah.
And then in that computer, they start developing programs and AI, and they get so good and the AI gets so advanced that they take over and start just doing shit on their own. And then the AI start inside the computer, build a computer, and then the AI develop like a program inside that computer, and it keeps going until like, you've got like first civilization invented the computer. Inside the computer is an AI that invented the computer, and then inside their computer is a civilization that got advanced so far that they created their own computer, and like so on and so on. So it's like
Inception kind of thing.
Like, are we in a simulation? It's like, whose computer are you on right now? Because we're thinking like we're about to create a computer, or like AI is so advanced that they're going to create a whole new civilization, and then we'll have created like a whole world on our own. And that's like the like the Big Bang is like the turning on of the technology and shit. Which kind of blew my mind, and then I was like, yeah, okay, I can see it. It's like existential crisis.
So yeah, you definitely like dipped into it way more than
I think this is one
The-
TikTok video.
this is
what I'm
one
saying.
TikTok video.
This is like one 30-second video. I was like, oh wow, like I guess my life has changed. I have to change my morals and ethics completely. Like
religion is out the window.
yeah, nope. Put the book down.
I mean, how cool would it be like if life was simulation, like you died and then you woke up and they were just like, "Welcome to Pandora" or like something like that, you know, like crazy, and you're just like, "What is happening?" And they're like, "These were all your dreams come true." And then you just like you get to watch your life as like a highlight reel. Like they just like summarize your whole life that you just simulated as a highlight reel, you know? And then they get to show you like all of your accolades, all the things you've done, your highest points in life, your lowest
Your
points in life.
KD ratio, like
Yeah, like your highest point, you know, when you made your first million, your lowest point when like you were a teenager and like you put peanut butter on your balls and like the dog licked it, you know, and then like everyone sees it, you know, like just your absolute lowest point in life.
I want to see that. No,
But like you have
is
the
that
kid.
something you're concerned about people seeing? Like
but what if like the purpose is something like just way off the charts? Like something completely we had no idea about. Like the purpose is just like you're supposed to like, I don't know, like wander out in the woods and like figure it out for yourself and like ditch civilization. Like what if that was like the original intended purpose? And like in the highlight reel where they're like, here's where you were most successful, and it just shows you like camping out in the woods and you like wander off a little bit and you're like, and then you're like, and then you got lost and you failed from here on out, dude. I'm in college. The fuck were you doing? Like
once you left
Yeah.
once you left the woods area and you saw a highway and entered that, you know, civilization, and you started getting introduced to like books and shit, that's when your life you failed.
Yeah, or what if they're like, I mean, see this point where you're like, see where you're downtown with your friends and you're discussing like breaking into the pharmacy as a joke to steal like Xanax. Yeah, that's when you were closest to like God, and then you just left.
and then you fucked up from there.
Everything's been downhill.
Yeah, it's failed from that, dude. It's just been, I mean, we don't know where you went wrong, but
So when you get out of the simulation, it's just a fucking roast. Like here's the one thing you did right, and then from here, what the hell, man? Like you did this peanut butter on your balls, this.
probably not.
Your mom's looking at you with her arms crossed, and just like, "How dare you?" Our poor dog, you know, like our poor Lucy, you know.
No, I feel like you get out and then you get the opportunity to like, you know, I don't know. I feel like stuff exists outside of this that like we can't even comprehend. Like, you know, you can like create your own worlds and things like that. Like maybe you die and then they're like, so now instead of being a part of a civilization, you get to like join us and we're like just developing this like program and we're gonna create life. So like you get to help and like be on our team and decide like what the trees are gonna look like, and this is
Dude,
what this
that would be
gonna look
so
like.
dope.
Like shit like that. Like maybe you just like create your own world. You have like, you know, otherworldly powers. I feel like I want to believe that when I die, something happens. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I become more powerful somehow.
I think
I'm limited by the body.
I'm here for the simulation. I'm kind of a believer in the reincarnation. Like I feel like when I die, like because I know you've talked about this too. Like when we have those deja vu moments,
Yeah.
it's like your older life, you know, in your new body, and then like when you have your deja vu moments, you're just like, this feels so like I've done this before, but it's just from your past life, and you're now in your new body. Like how cool that is. Like say you were like your older life before you're in this body, you were like a 65-year-old millionaire, and then all this shit happened, and then you died and like became a baby again with a little bit of knowledge and like those flashbacks. And then,
what if you just keep reliving the same life, and that's why you get deja vu, and every time it's slightly different because you get that deja vu and then you're aware of it, right? And then that kind of changes things, obviously, from the initial go about it, because then the second time you remember, and then the third time you might remember more and more. It's just a continuous cycle, just slightly changing every time.
I don't know. Then again, there's always those weird moments where like I don't know. This has happened to me not often, maybe like 4 times. And I feel like when I was younger, it happened a lot more often. And now that I'm like older, it's like I feel like I'm like totally separate from whoever I might have been before. If this is right? But like when I was a kid, I feel like I'd see people like adults and stuff, and I'd be like, you remind me of someone, but I don't know who
Yeah.
or like why,
Mhm.
and then like I forget about it, and I don't remember their face or anything. But like, what if like that's just like maybe I was like married to that person, or maybe me and that person like fought to the death in like the Coliseum.
Or like like some people like you can like immediately click and you're like, I feel like I've known you for like my whole life.
Right?
When you just meet them immediately. Like I know it's a matter of like how well like you vibe with that person, like their personalities match. But what if it wasn't that? What if it was like you guys are connected through past lives, and that's why you're like, I've known you my whole life and all this.
So what?
But then
Go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Then the big fuck you is like, yeah, you're gonna see them, and like maybe you'll remember like you'll know their face, but like you're not gonna fucking talk to them again. Like you're not gonna meet them again.
Yeah.
Like no. We'll just give you a little glimpse of what used to be, and then you can continue living your shitty life. Have fun making a living. Like.
So what if it's like set up kind of like Westworld, Ethan? So it's like
Ooh,
like
ooh.
it's let's say
Right.
every cycle is 100 years. So if you die at 40, there's still 60 years where everyone else gets to do shit. But every time it's just 100 years. If you make it to 100 one time, you get to do it. So it's never the same, but it's like everything starts the same and then it just goes from there. So 2 times around it could be so similar, and that's why you get the deja vu. That could have been the previous time before. So like it goes through like, and then what if like some people are real people and we're actually robots?
What if that's why like dementia sets in on purpose? Like, because you
It's
get
every-
old, your brain starts working. You get old, you forget things. Like my grandma didn't remember who I was because there's people who live to be like 120, and like, what if they meet people who are, or they could have an opportunity to meet people who are like, you're my son who died like
Mhm.
60 years ago, but they wouldn't know because they've got dementia and they can't remember, and it's all just like part of the program.
It's everything's planned.
Yeah.
And like it's everything's scripted.
What if you find the script?
Except this podcast.
Yeah, no, unscripted, hands down. Ethan, that wasn't in the script. What page you guys on?
You're going off script, dude.
Bumper sticker. Like,
Note to self.
nope.
The government scripts everything.
Oh man.
Life is a simulation. I'm here for it. I think it would just be kind of cool, like if you could, like when you enter, like you die, right? You enter simulation, and they're like, all right, you're going back out in the world. But this time, you did so well in this life, like we're rewarding you, and you get to pick what kind of person to be. Like kind of like how when you start a new game on Fallout,
Yeah,
you put tribute points to each section. Like intelligence,
you get a new game
charisma,
plus.
mechanical skills. Like how cool would that be, right? And then so like
Fallout.
yeah, like each new life you gotta like do it, and that's how like you see like some people, right? Like some of the most wealthiest people in the world have like no social skills whatsoever, because like look for example, Mark Zuckerberg, right? He just intelligence and like engineering skills were just through the roof. Everything else just nothing, and that's why he has no social skills, because he put all his eggs in the intelligence basket, and engineering basket, and bam.
No, with Mark Zuckerberg and some of these people, I feel like if you reach such a high tier, I feel like they're like, and now you get this extra bonus thing you can put points into, and it's how much of a lizard you are. And Mark Zuckerberg was like, okay, like 10 points on lizard, 10 points intelligence, and like, look, 1 point charisma or luck, and then that's it.
I believe it.
But like it's because it's so weird, because like look, like Mark Cuban, right? He's a great, like he's one of the wealthiest men out there too, but he has good social skills. So like when he entered his life, he was like 7 on charisma and like social skills, right? Intelligence like a 5, luck like a 9, and then like strength like a 3, and then like engineering like a 2, and then he just he had that luck so high that he hit big, and then he just had the intelligence was good enough to keep big and make even more money,
I'm just gonna say, if I was in charge of my like attribute points, what the hell was I thinking? I fucked up.
Yeah,
I want to rerun. Like,
I think that's because they only gave us like 5, but then for some reason there's someone in like the middle of Wyoming. They're like, yeah, like you're gonna live on a farm, you're gonna buy a lot of lotto tickets, you'll wear pajamas a lot, and like here's the thing though, you've got 10 points. Where do you want to put it? And they're like, fuck it, put it all on luck. And now they're like, they got like $30 million. They won the state lottery. They're sitting there like, But then the thing about it is they didn't put any on intelligence, so they're spending it all on they're like, I'm gonna buy a $30 million mansion. They're like, you're not gonna be able to pay the taxes on that, and then they lose everything.
It's like, fuck it, man.
Okay, so Bailey, if you were entering your life and you had your point system, right? So say there's strength, charisma, intelligence, luck, and let's just do like engineering, right?
I don't know about engineering. I feel like that falls.
Those four, then those four.
Yeah, I feel like.
Okay, so those four, you get They each start at 0. You get 15 points. Where are you putting those 15 points?
So strength, luck, charisma.
Luck, charisma, intelligence.
So I'm definitely I got 15 points, right?
15.
15 points. Throwing 8 into intelligence. Pretty important.
All right.
What's the max? 10?
10. No. You have 15 points, but the max is 10 points.
All right, so 8 into intelligence. 3 into charisma.
All right, so you got 4 points left. You got strength and luck.
The rest in strength. I make my own luck.
All right. There it is, guys. Bailey will make his own luck.
I'm smart enough that
Not that I'm getting slighted at 15 because I put like 10 on luck and then I do like 5 intelligence. So I'm just like kind of dumb, but like also I'm like moderate. I got an IQ of like 105. Okay,
No.
I'm nothing special.
you're average.
But like I'm super lucky and but like how does I don't know. But then again, like how does luck play out? Like does that just?
But I mean,
like,
that's kind of like
anytime I'm about to get hit by a bus, like suddenly I'm like, whoa, there's a bus, and I jump back. Or is it like I win the lottery, or like I win a bunch of contests and stuff, or like is luck like when they have assemblies in elementary school and they're like, who wants to come pet the snake? And you raise your hand and you're like, this guy. Like there goes all my luck I could have used in my life.
What if it was like you entered it, right, and then like you only get so many times where like you get selected and you just use them all when you were in school?
When I was like 7 years old, by the time I was like 7, I was like, okay, I'll just like spend a luck point real quick so my mom will get me this toy. And then so I get this thing for Christmas, and then you do. But then you're like 20 years old and you're like, oh, like,
damn it.
I really need a well-paying job. Like, what do I do? And they're like, you're out of luck. You're gonna have to rely on your 5 intelligence, no charisma, no strength.
I think the luck goes like throughout your whole life. I don't think it's like anytime you do something like every time you go for the lottery, you win the lottery. You just you have a better chance than anyone else.
Yeah, every time you open up a box, you have a better chance of getting something good out of it. That's how it works.
Yeah, you just have a better percentage. So I think 15 is good because if you get like 20 points, then like you can like that's when you start becoming like. OP.
Well, then you can go. No, I think 20 is fair because 20 your average. Because 20 would mean your average. You have the possibility of being average across the whole spectrum.
Okay, all right. So let's go with 20 then, Bailey. Start over.
Okay, so 20.
Yep.
That's 8 intelligence. Sticking to that. 5, 6 on luck.
6 on luck. All right. 6 points left.
And then 3 and 3.
3 and 3. Okay. Strength and charisma. All right.
About the same.
You're about the same?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go 7 on intelligence. A 7 on charisma.
6 points.
And then 4 on luck and 2 on strength. I'm only going to 7 on charisma because like I myself am a pretty like social person and I enjoy like that social aspect a lot. And I think that if I was like intelligent, and like made it big or in something, that I'd be I'd be like a great celebrity. And I need that charisma to do well.
Yeah.
But if I have good charisma and good intelligence and I'm on reality TV, oh, my like peers and enemies are fucked. Like I will kill them. Like if I was on Big Brother,
I think
a 7 and a 7.
Oh, okay. I think I'd do like I do like 5 charisma and then like 7 strength, 8 intelligence. So I'm just like pretty strong, really well built, really smart guy, got a degree, and then just like average charisma. Yeah, no luck. That's fine. That's fine. I'm just like die at 12, but I'll be like a big 12-year-old. Like I'll be a big 12-year-old, and not only will I be like big and like kind of a bully, but then people will be like, like it sucks because I can't even make fun of him because he's got an A in every fucking class.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah.
Like, you remember that kid who ran the playground, pushed everyone down? Like, yeah, he's dead.
Yeah.
Died at 12.
Like, thank God
I like
guy
that.
died.
That would be kind of cool though if that's how you entered your life. Was like you put points.
You don't know if it's not.
Well, I'm like I feel like I didn't get 20 points. I feel like I got like 10 points.
Oh, there's no way it's like that.
Or no,
Yeah.
this is like, so like, you know,
I got like 3s across the board and then like a 2 in luck. So that's my 10. Or
Maybe
like, no,
this-
sorry, a 1, that's my 10.
but like, what if it's just continuous? Like, you get to do it as many times. So this time around, whoever picked my points is like, said, fuck it, random.
That'd be kind of cool. That would really suck though.
Hey, he doesn't care. This is his 30-second life account, so.
That's true. That's true. Okay. That was I like that was an interesting.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't see the timer, so I
That's
have
fine.
no idea.
That's fair. I figured like we start at 8, go to 9 maybe, and then like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we've been going for 20 minutes already though.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
Only touched on one thing.
So that kind of like one of the other questions is, what do you think happens after death? Like
You wake up.
excluding the simulation, what do you think happens after death? Like, do you think, okay, this might be too much, but like, do you think a heaven is real? It's kind of a hard question.
It's,
you know
I
what
mean, it's one of those things. It's like, I kind
Is
of hope
it-
there's
It's a
something.
question you don't want to answer to some people. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I'm trying to take like any kind of like personal, like, I'm just trying to go at it like, what would I really want? I hope there's, something. I don't want to just die and just credits,
And it's just like you are just like having your eyes closed the whole time.
You die, executive producer, Dick like that's it. You're like, what?
Costume designer Rachel Smith. You know?
Like,
Yeah.
I would hope
Dude,
there'd
I've
be
never
something.
met people.
Dude, nothing happens. I feel like something happens. You probably go somewhere. I feel like you're done having a body. You had the experience. You'll probably go do some other shit. You probably like maybe you can have control of space and time. You can play around with it and like enjoy it, or like maybe like the stuff you really enjoy while you were alive, you get to enjoy when you die. And this is just kind of like a try everything out, see what you like, what you don't like, and the stuff you don't like you won't have, and the stuff that you do like, maybe you'll just like keep around and you can play around with it and you can sit in the, wherever
Go
and
back and like relive good
Yeah.
memories.
smoke weed all the time. Sure.
Do you ever you know how there's like always people that have like say they have died and like entered the life and then they came back?
Oh fuck.
Do you ever
Yeah.
Sorry.
do you ever believe like what they have to say
For a
and like
second,
believe any of it?
well, for a second, I was like, that's kind of interesting. But then it's like, you always hear about them like, oh, yeah, they came out and said they were kind of full of shit. And it's like, well, now I don't know.
You know what's funny about those people? Is it's never like some like old guy, some like old wise guy you meet
Yeah.
like on a park bench. He's like feeding birds and he's like, I want
Horse
to tell you
guy.
about it. It's always people on like CNN who are like, yeah, I died, went to heaven, came back. I'll tell you all about it. And you're just like, dude, this isn't like. And like some of the things they say can be really inspiring, especially if you are a Christian, because there's never like a Muslim guy who died and it's like, yeah, I went to
72 virgins were there. Like,
and back. I'm pissed.
There's never someone that like dies and come back and doesn't include like something about like God and Jesus. You know what I mean?
No, they're always Christian, and so like that, like right there, weird. Second of all, like you think if the Bible's real, you think God would be like, and I'm gonna let you remember, so you can tell everybody about it and be on the news. Like I don't think so. I feel like he'd be like, you're gonna forget all this shit now, because I don't want you to see this. This is for later. That's kind of like the point. But I don't believe in that shit. Here's my biggest thing. Okay, and I got thinking for a while, because this is why I don't go to church anymore. It's because the big deal, I think, is like, okay, no one wants to go to hell. That's like the whole point. Is like, okay, avoiding hell, living like God. I want to be in heaven, whatever. But the thing is, like, if God exists, if any God exists, if you were God, put it that way, you're an imperfect person. If any of us were God, would you invent a place that's so awful that someone just suffers for eternity Like not years,
That's
just
a good
eternity. You know, like I wouldn't do that, and I can be like a bitter bitch sometimes.
I mean-
and I'm like, there's no way that if this perfect person exists, they would create a place like that for even no matter how bad you are. Like you're not gonna send someone there for eternity. Like you're never coming back, dude.
That's
Enjoy,
kind of like
I mean, maybe
enjoy
God's just an asshole.
right? Like yeah. So either
you're
God's
doing
an
double
asshole,
the life in hell, bro.
yeah. So either God's an asshole or none of it exists, and I'm just like, I don't think any of that shit exists. Seems dumb.
You know, like it's kind of like I hate it, but like I like the idea, and I'm more intrigued about like the Greek gods and like Greek mythology than like anything else. Like
Yeah.
like how they have like a god of war, a god of water, you know, and like a goddess of beauty and like just shit like that. Like how dope would that be? Like you're just living and you're like, you know, I really want to like fuck some people up today. I'm gonna pray to Ares, the
Thor
god
or
of war,
something like.
and just fucking hope that when I go into this next battle, I have a little extra in me this time, you know.
I think it'd be sick if you died and you're like, Hera's kind of a whore. you know? You're like, shit, she's sleeping with her. She has to sleep with me. I said no. She was talking to me about it, dude. Pissed. Like,
That would be like you ever seen the movie Gods of Egypt?
no,
You haven't seen that
No,
movie?
mm.
It's a
It sounds like a YouTube documentary.
it's got like I think like a 20% Rotten Tomatoes. It's not a good movie. I loved it. I thought it was dope because it deals with like gods and shit.
Mm.
And
Nice.
like what is it? I think Jamie Lannister.
Yeah,
plays one.
he's got one eye, right?
Yeah. So like I was already like I didn't know him as Jamie Lannister beforehand, but like it was just dope because like I don't know what it is, but when I watch a movie and there's the gods included, and then like if those gods are like they walk amongst their people, they're always like 12 feet tall. The normal person's like 5, and they're just like,
What's up, bro?
I love you.
I might make a drink. You want something? You want like a whiskey sour?
I'll do I like this vodka.
Are you finishing
Monster.
that still? He's
Well, I
nursing it.
poured more. No, I poured more into it.
Oh, fair enough.
but I
Yeah, no,
didn't
I'm
know
gonna
vodka.
grab I'm gonna grab some whiskey. I'll be back.
All right.
Oh,
No,
we're gonna
no,
cut
no.
it. Oh shit!
Because
Okay.
we still have to talk stocks.
I thought you meant like we're gonna cut it out, dude. We're
You're
cutting
like,
it.
you're like we didn't like how
Yeah,
We're
it didn't
going.
work out, man. It was nice having you, but it's just
Dude, I would be so hurt. Like, you have no, my feelings would actually hurt. I'd probably cry.
No, I like what we've talked about so far, especially like the attribute points.
we just kind of like cut the screen right where Ethan's like arm is, and it's just like every time it's like, why is it like cut out the audio every time? Like there's just them sitting in silence. Like I don't know. Was there a third person?
No. There's a flannel that keeps moving. I don't know who that is.
Flannel that keeps
Is there-
moving.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a curtain on the side.
This is my dog.
We have
Come here,
another special guest.
She doesn't want to. She's scared to be on camera. She's really shy.
Nora. Another special guest. Nora Fulton.
Yeah, this is my
Welcome to
dog.
the show.
She's a cockapoo, in case anyone's wondering. The best. Love her so much. But she keeps barking at the door, and my wife's getting really annoyed at it, so she just like let her in here. Hi, you want to
You
say
have
hi?
some things to say?
Yeah, look. She's like, who's that gonna eat it?
Would never believe what I just got whispered to my ear.
Shut the hell up.
What were we moving on to?
Stocks.
Stock talk. Stock talk.
All right.
Oh, dude. Oh, what a doozy.
Our bathroom break is over, or a drink break is over.
8:19. Okay.
Back to the show. We're moving away from life simulation and heaven and all that, just all
Move
that
to
jazz,
real life now.
to stocks in our future, because we three men are guys that are both, all three of us are investing in a cryptocurrency called Elongate.
Yeah.
And Fulton introduced us to Elongate. I remember the first time you were telling me about Elongate. Remember you sent a text about it, and you were like, "So I just bought like 40 million shares of Elongate," and I was like, "What the fuck?" And you're like, "Yeah." So I bought it on this app, and then I bought Smart Chain to this, and then transferred it to another thing, and then transferred it on Pancake Swap, and it was just a lot that you saw in the text, and you were like,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
And
Ethan, when you described it to me, I'm like, how?
"Yeah." It's
You're
kind
like,
of like
you buy it here, and then you gotta put this URL, but don't fuck up the URL. Because you fuck up the URL, you'll never see that money again. And I'm like, I don't want to
Yeah,
do this. I don't
Yeah,
wanna do
Like,
this.
get lost in the cloud.
it's But so Elongate is a cryptocurrency that was made as essentially kind of how like Dogecoin was made, right? As like a joke
From a meme.
Elongate is an Elon Musk meme. So Elon Musk tweeted, he said, "If you ever find me in a scam or a scandal, you can call it Elongate." And someone actually went and created and made Elongate an official cryptocurrency. But it's actually a great cause what they do. Like they are like a charitable crypto where they launched like a month ago, right? Not even.
Yeah, I think they launched like the beginning of April, and like what they do is every Sunday, they burn tokens, which increase your value if you're holding, and then the way that they get you to keep holding and not sell is if you do sell, they take 10% of what your profit would be if you did sell the coin, and they put it in like a fund that's controlled by their like board of advisors, who are all really great people, by the way. They're awesome, and they all like have a lot of experience. But they put this money, the 10%, that from whatever people sell or buy, actually into a fund, and then every Sunday they donate that to charity. So I think they've donated like $1.5 million so far in like a month, which is insane. So like
for just starting up, you know.
And then every time someone sells, they take a certain percentage of what they sell. Like I think it's 5%. So like they take 10%, and then I think 5% goes to charity. The other 5% goes back to the people, and they distribute it evenly throughout all the wallets or the purchasers. so far I've gotten like maybe 10 million coins just holding.
Yeah, I've got 6. Like so once you become a member of Elongate, you just start getting free Elongate.
It just keeps elongating.
And it's honestly like
you refresh every time. I'll like refresh my page in Trust Wallet, and then
4,000
more. I'll have like 300, 400 more, and I'm like, holy shit.
It's honestly really cool because like this is a thing, like it's obviously like a kind of a joke cryptocurrency. It was made out of like a Elon Musk meme, but it's actually like a really great cause what they do, and also like
they have a plan.
They have a plan, and also like it's such a complex way to buy it right now. Like you have to do a lot in order to obtain it. That imagine when it gets listed on like Coinbase or something where you can just buy, and because of how cheap it is, right? So it's literally like 0.6 zeros before you get to the first number.
Yeah, and it's like a 5.
Yeah, and so like you put in like $50, you have like so many millions of shares. And imagine, right? It gets listed on Coinbase because anytime anything gets listed on Coinbase, it automatically shoots up like 20 to 30% because Coinbase is like the biggest like crypto platform in the US. And imagine, right? People see how cheap it is on Coinbase.
Yeah.
They'll buy the shit out of it. So like instead of like a 20% increase, you'll see like a 40% increase, which would make us like we're gonna become disgustingly rich off of Elon.
And it's like, you want to know my favorite thing about investing into it, and we've talked about this before. It's just we have the right to walk around and say, yeah, I've got about 85 million shares in this stock called Elongate. Like you say that, say nothing else. Because don't say how much that is, like what USD that converts to. Like you just say that and you walk away, and then someone like there's be like, he's a badass. Like he's like
right. He's only 22. What did he do?
22, 85 mil.
Like I've got like 400 million shares. But that's the thing is like you don't need it to go to $1. And also it has a purpose. Like there's a point in why it exists, and they're just trying to like donate to charity and trying to get people to like give back in like a fun way where like you can earn but also be giving back. And I think it's really nice. It's a really good cause. But the sorry, my dog's distracting me.
She has a lot to say.
I know.
Yeah, she has a lot to say.
I'm listening.
She's got talking points. I lost it. I forgot what I was gonna say. But anyway,
their cause.
Oh yeah, their cause is really good. And like Dogecoin doesn't really have a cause. It's just kind of like it exists, and like it's already at like 70 cents, which is insane. So like if you think like Elongate eventually, it might take a year, 2, 3 years even, but like you wait, if it gets listed anywhere eventually, then it takes off. You don't even need it to go to 1 cent. It could go to 0.001 cent, and you've made like $100,000 or so, depending on how much you have.
$100.
Yeah,
which would be insane. Like you just buy yourself like a Mercedes G-Wagon. How cool would that be?
Yeah.
Every time they break a zero, that's a Lincoln.
It can only take like 12%.
Yeah, which would be so dope. I just hate how the government has to always have a piece of what you got. Like you sell something to make profit. They're like, yeah, we want some of that. And then like say like you get a loss on selling a stock, you only get to write off up to like $3,000, which is like ridiculous. Because like
5, but yeah,
you could sell a stock and make a $400,000 profit. But the government's like, we want 15% of that, and you're just like, that's way more than $5,000.
Yeah,
that's kind of bullshit.
Or like going to the casino. Like, I mean, and not like I'm advertising going to the casino. Obviously, there's addiction potential there. But the thing about it is like, if you go to the casino, let's say you bring like $100, and what if like you play roulette and like you just keep fucking hitting black, dude. And by the time before you know it, you've got like $200,000. The government's gonna take 50% of that. But it's like, dude, the casino's already getting like all the people who are losing all this money, and like that's why casinos make money anyways. Is people fucking eventually you go there and you lose. But like if you do go there and you win a jackpot, like they're gonna take 50%, like the government is, and you're just sitting there like, well, like I won that shit. Like shouldn't that just come out of the casino's bank account? Like come on.
Like come on, I spent all my attribute points on luck, and you're still gonna take 50% of my shit? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Some bullshit. I just say, but we have to talk because so we're speaking of Elongate. We have to talk about Elon Musk and Dogecoin because Dogecoin has done something this year that like no one ever really thought was like possible, right?
That and SNL, dude.
And I'm excited for it because like okay, so Doge like a year ago was what like 4 or 5 zeros before it was even another number. After like it was like 0.00000 like 4,
Yeah.
And like now it hit 73 cents today, which is insane. And Elon Musk is hosting SNL Saturday, and it could go up even higher. A lot of people are like saying Dogecoin to $1 and all these things, and like I'm here for it. Like it's so cool. Like us as a generation, like we have so much of an influence in like what we actually think. Like we're the root of why like Dogecoin is like thriving so much. You know what I mean?
When do you think people are gonna sell?
I think some people will sell, like this weekend or
Saturday.
Yeah.
This is what always happens. And what I see, or like what I've seen from like just being like, I mean, being on Robinhood and like, I don't have any credentials. I'm not a financial advisor. Just gonna put that out there, PSA. But the thing is, like the thing is, like, I always see like I'm gonna give Zomedica as an example. Like we were invested in Zomedica like heavy. I mean, everyone was excited for the launch of their product, and then as soon as they launched their product, everybody sold. And like you didn't even wait to see the profits from like them launching, like they launched the product and then everyone sold and it went from like $1.50 down to like 80 cents. Or
it was almost like $2.
Oh yeah, it was like $2 down to like 80 cents, which like that's a huge loss. It's over 50%. I feel like the same thing's gonna happen with Doge. Like everyone's expecting Saturday to be like a bunch of people are gonna buy. But what I think is really gonna happen is everyone's buying now. And it's going up, and then as soon as Saturday hits and he says anything like after SNL is over that day, everybody's gonna sell. Like everyone's gonna sell probably before Saturday. It'll be like Saturday evening, and it'll start going down, and it's gonna go down like a lot. It'll probably hit like back to 20, 10 cents. It's still remarkable considering it was like less. It was like 0.002 cents before. But still, I feel like people are going to sell, and it's not going to go up after Saturday. I think it'll go down.
And there's a dude who owns like I think 40%. If that dude sells,
right? I'm fucked.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I remember because I've only thrown in like $250 into Dogecoin last week because I knew about the SNL and all that, and I've already profited like close to $400. Like so, like in total, it's like almost $650.
They'd be prepared.
I'm like, but like I only have like my $250 gave me like 950 shares. I remember like last year, I threw in like $5 because I had an extra $5 of buying power. So I threw it into Doge because why not, And that $5 gave me 1,500 shares.
Imagine.
You know how much of like it makes me like just like
5 to 1,000
commit like seppuku, like
that's a big leap.
$5.
That's the thing. It's like
shares.
I remember I was thinking about buying it at 7 cents because this dude we work with, he's a nurse, and he was like, "Yeah, I bought it. It went up to 7 cents, and I made like $500, and I sold." And I was like, "Good thing you sold. Like, it's gonna go down, dude. It's not worth shit." And now I'm sitting here like, "Fuck." I mean, I had like $1,000. If I had just thrown 1,000 in at 7 cents, I'd have like I'd have like $10,000 now.
That's the thing is people like we're so skeptical about it. Like you just don't want to take that risk, and then you're like, fuck, and that's just a lot of regret after. I think we should start like giving Dogecoin like more credit, you know, because obviously like we look at it as more of a joke, but like they're doing big things, you know, like with how like it's cool how everyone is coming together. Like it's not just like a meme now. It's like people are just like, oh, we're buying this shit, and like I know some other places like I just read the other day like the Oakland Athletics, the baseball team, they're accepting Dogecoin as payments. And like if more people start doing that, then like Dogecoin could like stick around and be like a top dog cryptocurrency, which would be kind of crazy.
I don't think it will.
I don't think it will either.
Because the way it's designed, I don't know if they can alter. I don't know if they can alter the code, but like the way it works is they produce like thousands of Dogecoin every second. So it's crazy. Like this is what like the owners of Dogecoin themselves are like, this isn't supposed to be happening. Because it just keeps going. It's supposed to continually go down in value at all times, but it's going up. And now that it's at like almost $1, everyone's freaking out because it's like that means so many people have to be buying, and it's like it's not worth anything.
I like it though. I just think it was like it's another one of those like when the Reddit community came together with the GameStop thing. Like I'm here for it because like it just shows how much like influence we have on things, you know. Like it's not like it's not
We're
like
in
the stock.
control.
Yeah, it's not like the stock market in its ways where it was like you listen to these, you know, these multimillionaires who have been doing it their whole lives. Like now, like we can kind of manipulate the stock market a little, and when that does happen, like obviously, like the people on Wall Street, like they lose their shit. Like the GameStop was a perfect example. Like remember, they suspended trading on GameStop and AMC for like almost 2 days.
Yeah.
And so many people lost out on like thousands, if not like $100,000s of dollars on that. And that was because like
there's a lawsuit.
Yeah, it was because like us as the smaller people, you know, like we just outplayed them. We all just came together and like outplayed the big dogs. And like when they lost all their money, the hedge funds lost, you know, billions of dollars. Like they're like, this shit's not okay. But when the average American gambles on the stock market and then they lose money, it's whatever, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy to think like that it's possible even to get like, you know, 100,000, 500,000 people together and be like, okay, everybody put like $10 in. Just put $10 in and see what happens. And then they did. And then it's, you know, that turned out to be like $5 billion. They threw it, or however, I don't know how much. I'm just throwing out numbers, but like, you know, I think it's just insane they got like that big of a group of people to put in that much money.
GameStop went from like $5 a share to like $400 a share.
Was it at 5?
Oh yeah, almost like 5.
Yeah, it was something crazy.
Like a week because of a Reddit community. How insane is that?
Don't underestimate Reddit.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't underestimate people. That's the thing. Is like if you can get people together and really get everyone for like one common cause, and that's like what's so scary is because like if you wanted to, you know, you could throw everybody's money into a company that's not worth shit.
And that company is now worth
and then just increase their market value like billions of dollars just because you've got a bunch of people to put in like 10, 50, $100 here and there. And then like
that's what I love about like the Americans as a community, right? Because like obviously the people in like hedge funds and things like that, they don't want you to buy whatever stock they're investing in because they want to buy more of it and more of it. But like us as like just like average Americans, like they're like, dude, let's all buy into this. Like let's just get a community together and like let's all just buy into it. And like you're just telling other people, and like you're not like shying away because you're like, no, I want to buy more of it, you know? Like,
right. It's a fun experiment because you're like, I feel like it was more of like, let's see what happens. I know they're shorting this stock. What happens if we all buy it and just wait? And then like all the shorts expired and they had to buy back all those shares for like, because the price went up. The price went up to like, you know, $12, $15, $20. And then all the hedge funds, you know, they're millions of dollars they used to buy all of these shorts contracts. Now they've got to pay all that money back, and then the stock's just going to rise like up and up and up. GameStop isn't worth $500, and it's still sitting at like $100, $200 today, which is insane because there's people that have just held and they're like, fuck them. I love that.
I love that more than anything. Just like, fuck the hedge funds.
Yeah, fuck those guys. Fuck those billionaires with the finance degree. No, fuck them. I live in Kansas and I've got $20. Let's see if we can turn it into 1,000. It's like not even that big of a profit. Like it's barely worth it, but it's super fun to just be like.
That's why
I was part of that project.
That's why I love like Elon Musk. Like he is just like he is killing it because he is like a person that is like showing that he is like for the people. You know what I
He's
mean?
a likable dude.
Yeah, and like he talks about Dogecoin. He was like, I saw a tweet. Someone was like, I like to think that like Elon Musk and like making Dogecoin a lot higher, like valued a lot higher, was his way of giving like people their stimulus money in return as a favor because the government didn't. And then he literally tweeted. He was like, that's exactly like let me just find the tweet real quick. But it was just fucking like so cool because like he's a person like he knows like that like we're obviously like it's just a different generation now. Like we have so much influence with things, and like he is just doing it right. You know, like he is like relating to us and like not like trying to fuck over everyone.
See, and I think one thing that he did that I think made him feel like more connected to the people was like, remember when I saw him on Joe Rogan's podcast? I don't know what it is about podcasts, but like if you're on a podcast, it feels more connected than it is like if they go on like a news station and have like an interview. Like I think it's just because, and I think that's what.
It's like you're in a room with them.
Yeah, I think that's what like future presidential candidates should start going and getting interviewed on podcasts more if they want to get more of like, especially our generation's vote. Like
Smoking weed was a big deal now.
He smoked weed with Joe Rogan
because he drug tested his employees, but then his employees got pissed off because he drug tested them, and they were like, "Fuck you, dude! Like, why are you doing that?" Yeah,
I think it was just like as a viewer, that was cool to see. You know,
I think he knows how. I think he's super smart, and I think he's too smart to like really hang out with anyone in a way. I feel like he's just beyond a lot of things, and I think he understands how much influence he has. And I think he literally just plays around. Like he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna tweet about Dogecoin. Let's see what happens." And it's like because of almost solely because of him that this is happening, anyways. Mm-hmm. Because people just follow him. Like people just blindly follow whatever he does. He's like Warren Buffett, but like of tech. And it's like if he does something, a whole generation of people are just gonna be like, "Oh fuck it, I'll do it too." I mean, if he's doing it, like you know, like people they're sheep, so like they just they follow along. And then look what happened. It's insane. I just love that it's getting into the stock market because I feel like before it was about like more social issues, which is good, but like I think it's hilarious when it goes into like people's money.
Yeah.
And then you start because it's gambling now. Like people that when they get on Robinhood, it doesn't feel like you're investing for your future. It feels like let me gamble on this shit.
That's quick. I mean, honestly, that's just what Robinhood is now. Robinhood is just like a socially and morally acceptable casino.
Yeah.
You know, because like you think you go to a casino and you gamble, most people have like a negative connotation to it. You'd say you invest on Robinhood, like you may invest in penny stocks, things like that, like day trade and stuff like that. Like that's just as much gambling as going to a casino and betting $500 on black.
I know it's like when you go and say like, you invest in the stocks, people are like, you know, good for you. You know, you think about your future, and it's like, oh yeah, I went and spent $1,500 in a casino. Like really, like, come on, man.
So, like, what are you doing with your life? Do you need help?
Like here, go to this meeting. It's not an anonymous meeting.
Seriously, jerking off.
But it's the same thing because you're like, I put $1,500 in a Nokia. I feel like it's gonna go to $7. I don't know. We're gonna see. And it's like this, like, yeah, it's insane. It's like it's like Gen Z's version of gambling because like no one wants to go to a casino. It's just like there's so much.
Yeah, we can do it from home.
There's like addiction potential, whatever. But then like with stocks, it's like. No. Like I'm investing my future. It's like, well, no, you're not. And the other thing is, there's so many people who have been long-term investors who, they've been investing since like the 70s. And they look and like Robinhood to them is like relatively new. Whereas like when I think of Robinhood, I'm like, oh, it's been around for like 10 years, 5 years. It's like it's been around. It's it's reliable.
It's not new,
Yeah, but all these other people, like especially these like what Gen X. I think, like Gen Xers are kind of like, they don't really have a lot of trust in it. And they think like, I've been reading a lot of these Reddit posts where they'll think like, people who invest on Robinhood are like these like third-rate investors. They don't know what they're doing. And they're just like these stupid kids who are like wasting their money. And like, I'm just going to use them and like eat up their money and short these stocks.
It's not though. Like Robinhood is not. Like legit, like
there's no fees. It's better.
It's like, legit. It's a legit investment. But I just think like, why it's got that is because of like the pandemic. That's kind of when Robinhood became like way more popular than what it really is.
Yeah, because people had money to go invest for no reason. Like,
because the government's throwing you $1,500, and if a lot of people did lose their jobs, but if you're someone like, for instance, I'm in the military and like I didn't lose my job, And my wife isn't in the military, but she didn't lose her job. So when we got the stimulus check, it was like, well, how do you want to? What do you want to do with this $1,500 or this $1,400? It's like, well, let's throw it in stocks and see what happens. And then you play around with it on Robinhood, and then you gamble with it.
See, that's like me. I freaking lost my job and then didn't get the 1,500. I'm like, what the fuck? I want to go.
I never met someone that got so fucked over with like this whole pandemic thing. Like,
there's programs where they're gonna do reparations. Like you can eat some stuff. You should get your money.
I've gotten some from my income tax. I was able to get some stuff for not getting the stimulus, so it came in the end, but just like 6 months later.
Like you didn't get you didn't get the first 2 stimulus, and then you also didn't get unemployment, right?
Yeah, no, that was a pain in the ass.
And so like he was just like having to like figure it out.
I was living on the streets for like 3 weeks. It was
in his Kia Forte, right?
Yeah.
Showering at the gym, dude. Gym memberships.
Couldn't even do that.
I wanted to. You want to move on? I feel like we're running out of time. It's already like 8:41.
I have no idea how far. Like